Alright guys, so this is just a tutorial on how to install Windows 8 64-bit. I thought I'd save you all some time and maybe help some of you out who don't know how to install it natively. I'm using VMware, and it will obviously differ a little bit per how you're installing, but VMware is just the easiest solution and the fastest, and I can record it in this manner, so that way I can show all of you all the easiest. So you start it up, you're going to have to select, in the boot menu, but this is basically done for us already. I'll make a different video on how to get into your boot menu and all that later on different types of devices. But once you get that, you're booted into the Windows 8. It's going to ask you, what language, what time and currency format you want, and then your type of keyboard, you could, if you're from Urdu, whatever that is, you select that. I'm US, obviously. If you need to just repair Windows, you got that repair option that also. Command prompt, etc. So, but just hit install now. Otherwise, it will start the setup, which is sometimes slow. Just, there we go. In this case, it's asking me for a product key, so I guess I'm just going to stop for a second, get that, put it in, and then I'll be back. Now, your next step is you have to accept the license and terms. If you actually want to scroll down and read it, you can. It's basically just saying, don't pirate our software. You can make like one copy of your disk, all the basics. You cannot choose upgrade whenever you boot from the disk. You would have to do that in Windows. And then, so you just gotta hit custom. Now in this case, I don't have anything on the drive. If you want to keep your drives, I'll make a separate video on how to do that. Otherwise, what I would do is I'd just select them all, and I tend to hit delete. But of course, only do that if you have a backup of all of your data. I'll show you how to retain your data in a separate video. Then just hit next. Once it restarts, it should restart a few times, and then you'll come to this screen. Here you can kind of just personalize, what color you like. This is really up to you. I don't really care what color I get either way, because you can change it later. For this, I'll just use favtech-vm. For your PC name, you can really name it whatever you want. You can do express settings if you're lazy, but customize. You can connect things like, hey, you're connected to a network. Do you want to find PC? Basically, do you want to be able to see everything else on your network? I normally hit yes, but if you need it for security reasons, press no. This is really just, do you want to do Windows Update or not? That's entirely up to you. I'm not going to choose that. I tend to not to because I don't like it randomly restarting on me. Then it will tell you, okay, do you want to automatically get new drivers? Do you want to automatically update your apps? That's all up to you. Do you want to use Smart Screen to protect against malicious content and sites loaded and all of this stuff? Yeah, you might as well keep that on, along with the do not track request. That tends to stop, some ads from tracking stuff, but they don't have to listen to it. Windows error reporting, yeah, you might as well keep that on as well. Compatibility list doesn't really matter either way. It doesn't really do much. I would not send any location data if I were you. Customer experience improvement program is your choice, along with your help improvement choice is yours. This though, if you take pictures on your webcam, then your pictures will have your geolocation of where you took the picture. I would not suggest that if you're at all concerned about your security and privacy. Next, this is if you want Bing search suggestions in your Windows search. I would not. In Internet Explorer, you can use page prediction, but then your browsing history gets sent to Microsoft, and that's kind of creepy. You can let apps use your name and account picture. I turned that off, but that's your choice. You can let apps use your advertising ID for experiences. That's your choice. You can let Windows apps request your location, but that, again, is creepy, and unless you need a geolocated app like GPS or something. And yeah, you might as well send this off to get, if you're using Windows Defender, that will help you protect from malware. That really doesn't do much. Next, it wants to set up your account. Now, for those of you who hate using your Microsoft account, don't want to use it, yeah, I can't blame you. It kind of sucks. What you can do is create a new account, then wait for it to load that stupid page, and then you can click sign in without a Microsoft account. Then you just type in whatever username you want. If you want a password, just put in a password, which I won't do because it's a VM. Then hit finish, and it's going to finalize your settings now. That's extensive in itself. Although I would suggest you go to Get Chrome, which is chrome.google.com. Chrome or Firefox or anything like that, just get rid of Internet Explorer. It's kind of crappy, doesn't work right, has compatibility issues. You listed it's there. And it really just doesn't provide a good experience, so installing Chrome helps a lot. And then you'll really need to install your drivers and install all of your software. My last suggestion before I leave is Ninite.com. I'll put this in the description for you. Basically, you can choose what apps you want to install. I mean, I installed Chrome already, but you can choose. You have a whole bunch of developer tools. You've got, your Steam, you've got Skype, Pigeon, Yahoo, Messenger, iTunes, VLC, just all of the stuff that you'd normally install is all right there in one convenient little thing. You just check whatever you want. Let's just check some random stuff. Then you click Get Installer, and it gives you a nice little installer that it downloads directly from.